Sheridan, outside of the different businesses, let's say you've been involved in several different small businesses. One was dog treats.
Yes, I love doing that one.
Being a guest speaker at several different educational programs and guests, etc. But I think one of the ones that I found you to be also very passionate, in addition to the Claggs Waste Disposal, is your small arms training program.
Yes.
And I myself am not a gun toter. So I'm sort of new to the understanding of small arms training. First of all, when you say small arms, tell us a little bit about that. And number two, why we need that.
Small arms is, pistols. I consider rifles as small arms also. I believe that anybody, just my belief, is that anybody that is able to carry a gun should be allowed to carry a gun. And should carry a gun. If more people carried, we wouldn't have near the crap going on that we have going on.
Understand. Now, in small arms training, though, my understanding of small arms, why do we need the training?
You have to be trained, and you can't just go for it's not smart to go for just the concealed carry license. People need to go further and get more training. It helps you think about somebody coming in your house. How are you going to deal with it? How would you move your family around? Different scenarios. I went to a conference with the Well-Armed Women a year or so ago, and they had seminars, and during one of those seminars it actually showed us, and they didn't just demonstrate, we actually got to do it, where we were going in and checking our homes.
Okay, all right.
And gun safety is a big deal.
Maybe at the end, if it's all right with you, I know that you've been working with Jessemy.
Yes.
Which she has Patronous. Yes.
I believe I pronounced that right. Patronous.
And you brought a video, and so we'll share that at the end about the gun safety and things of that nature. But it's my understanding you have been very active in working with Jessemy and working with individuals and developing really good safety advice. Mm-hmm. And if there were some words of wisdom that you'd like to give to anyone that has guns in the home or anything of the nature, why the training? What words of wisdom would you give on that?
Just why the training is safety. The more training you have, the more safety there is. And it's a family thing as far as I'm concerned. The entire family needs to, they have actual classes for gun safety. I teach one of them, in which I tell people all the time, it doesn't matter where you go. I'd love for you to come to me, but go anywhere. Get your safety training, get your concealed carry training. In with the concealed carry, they also teach safety. And even if you don't want to carry a gun, I still believe that everybody should take gun safety classes, just to give them that knowledge. And
now, it's my understanding that you are also, in amongst many things that you do, learning videography and
I'm working on it.
Well, yeah, the things that I've seen with you, Sheridan, when you start working on something, you put your whole heart and soul into it, and you got the business doing well. You're doing accounting on programs that you never had before, and now the gun safety and things of that nature. like you, I truly believe that it's very important that all of us get the necessary training, in handling guns. Also, I think it's very important people understand the rules and regulations.
Oh yeah, the state rules, federal. There's so many rules. There's rules in anything. We've got regulations that we have to go by with the garbage service, with the state and the county. We have rules and regulations for the gun safety. There are rules, I call them rules, for the emergency preparedness and for the gun, for the guns. It all tumbles in together. And with the emergency preparedness, for each hour you have to drive away from home, it's going to take you between a day and a half to get back home. And people don't think about, how are you going to get home?
Yeah.
So,
Well, Sheridan, it's always been a pleasure working with you. All the different things that David and you have been involved into the community. It's always a pleasure having you come on the show and talk about some of the things. It's just amazing what things that you do.
Thank you. I enjoy doing it.
I'm Patrick Dangle. I appreciate everyone watching and hooking up. And if you have additional questions, we'll make sure that Sheridan gets a chance to answer them. So this concludes our special presentation. So thank you for viewing.
I'm Jessemy Bright with Patronous Training, and today we're going to be talking about how to choose a pistol, maybe your first pistol, specifically for home protection or self-defense purposes for concealed carry. I'm also going to talk about how to choose a quality holster, and then we're going to touch a little bit on ammunition for defensive purposes. We started teaching our protective pistol classes, which is kind of an introduction, basics of pistols, a non-NRA class, specifically a curriculum that Tyson has come up with as his Patronus branded class. And from there we had a lot of requests for the NRA basic pistol course. We started offering the NRA basic pistol class for Ohio and West Virginia, which qualifies you for concealed carry. And I recently started doing my own ladies beginning pistol classes, and those are ladies only classes. Same type of thing as our protective pistol, just more geared just specifically towards ladies. When you're first picking a pistol, when you go to the gun shop, you're probably going to be a little overwhelmed by the selection and what's there. The most important thing when you're picking a pistol is picking it for your purpose. It could be home protection or concealed carry. Those would be the two main purposes that you would have. That's going to play a lot into the size of the pistol that you will ultimately purchase. The story I always tell is about my SIG P250, which was purchased for home protection. This is a 9mm, and it's a compact size, but it's fairly large for a lady to conceal on your body. So this was purchased specifically for home protection, and I did learn to conceal carry this pistol with cover garments, etc. So it can be done, but this is pretty large and heavy when it comes to concealing. And recently I did purchase the SIG 238, which is the 380, and it's a smaller size, which is going to be easier to conceal, and this is in 380 caliber. The main thing that you're looking for is when you're holding this pistol out that your wrist and your hand, when your hand and your wrist are locked, you have a straight line here, and when you go to put your finger on the trigger, rather, you are able, without having too much finger all the way through or too little, that it goes perfectly on the trigger. All right, now I'm going to talk about how to pick the perfect holster. And one thing I want to tell you is that there is most likely not going to be the perfect holster for your gun for every situation. So what I have here today is kind of a cross-section of the types of holsters you're going to encounter when you go to a gun shop or when you shop online. The first that I'm going to talk about is your in-the-waistband kind of hybrid leather and Kydex holsters. These are my personal favorite. You may like them, you may not. It's going to be this type of look. This particular one is the Ava holster from Flashbang Holsters. It has a nice purple suede backing, clips that this will go inside your waistband, and the clips will go out over top of your belt. You will then have the option of switching, lowering or raising the clips on both sides, so it's fully adjustable for ride height, how high it sits in your pants, or how low, and for the cant, so you can cant it towards the front or towards the back. So this is fully adjustable. I definitely recommend this type of holster. As I said, this is the type that I use the most. I carry the most with an Ava holster. Another type that you're going to find are your all Kydex holsters. This particular one is an outside the waistband holster. This was custom made for me. Roush's Retention Rigs from Bidwell, Ohio actually did this holster for me. Thank you, Matt. This is very rigid. This is a little harder to conceal for ladies. A lot of the guys really love these. Raven Concealment, there's a lot of companies that do these really well. So it's just a hard thermoplastic, it's called Kydex, that will go right on the outside. You'll have to thread your belt through the belt loops. So that's another type of holster. Another thing for guys or gals, belly bands. These are basically super stretchy. They have kind of a universal or ambidextrous holster pocket. I'm going to use my blue gun. One thing you do have to watch with these is your holstering, because the tops of this are kind of floppy, where it's made of the spandex. So when you're holstering, you need to watch out for your hands. But this would then wrap all the way around my body, and I'm not going to do that today, but it would wrap all the way around your body, and you can position this high or low. Some fellas like to have it down around their hips, where it basically sits in the position that you would normally carry on your belt. So this is a kind of a versatile holster, especially for ladies if you do not have belt loops on any dress, well, skirt actually, or pants that you might find. So that is definitely useful. Those come in 2 different sizes or 3 depending on your manufacturers. This is a 4-inch wide, this is a 6-inch wide. The bigger ones on me feels more like a corset, so you might like that and you might not like that. Another thing is this type of holster. This is called a pistol wear holster. I don't necessarily recommend this for the smaller pistols, because it's basically just a pouch and it doesn't have a specific way for this pistol to lay in here. Now if I was concealing something larger, maybe not as large as this 1911 blue gun, I would be able to position it in the proper place. This is really great for if you're out walking. Anytime you're going to be sweating, this has a nice sweat shield pocket that all the moisture from sweat will not be getting to your firearm. So this is called a pistol wear, and it's adjustable around the back of the band, and it again would go on your waistband. Alright, now we're going to talk about choosing what type of ammunition to purchase for your self-defense. This is a 9mm round nose regular ball ammunition that you would use for practicing, typically target practice. This is also a 9mm round, and this is a hollow point. In a self-defense situation, your hollow points, they they have been hollowed out on the end and they're made to expand. So definitely for concealed carry, I definitely recommend your hollow point ammunition. Ladies should definitely come and take my course because I have experience in teaching you. I know how ladies think, being a lady myself. That's why I was specifically brought on for Patronus, was to provide the female perspective in teaching firearms. Okay, a little philosophy to leave you with. Guns are tools. People are the weapons. And your attitude towards carrying versus an evil person's attitude towards using a firearm against you makes the difference in how that is used. For good or bad, it's the person that decides, not the gun. It is a tool. So learn your tool. Learn how to operate it, build proficiency so that you know your firearm in and out, and carry with the right attitude to defend yourself and others.